My dad was going to be candidate at Putney Bible Baptist Church. That meant that he was going to preach a model sermon, and then after church, there would be a very serious business meeting to issue an official call to have him be their full-time minister. And as we got into the car, my mom put my sister and I in the back seat, and she said, "Be on your best behavior. We are going to church, and Daddy really needs this job." I sat in the pew next to my mom. Next to me was my sister, and next to my sister was her son, Tom Jr. He was this big doll. He didn't do anything. She would sit there next to Tom Jr., open the Bible for him, point to the passage my dad was preaching from. And about halfway through my dad's sermon, my sister would poke that doll and say, "I said, be quiet." Well, on this particular momentous occasion, my dad was preaching away, and I saw my sister bouncing in her seat, and I realized, oh, Tom Jr. has to go to the bathroom. And my sister looked at me, and I whispered to her where the bathroom was, and she grabbed Tom Jr. by the hand, and not to disturb my mother, she just slipped out the opposite side of the pew. My sister has always been very independent. She could handle herself in the bathroom, but she was only 4 years old, and she couldn't finish the paperwork. My mother didn't even see her leave. I guess it's mother's intuition. All of a sudden, my mother just turns and looks at me, and one eyebrow went up, and I could translate that meant, "Where is your sister?" My mom stood up because she knew something was about to happen, and she turned around and she started to walk out of the church. Now she's facing pretty much the entire congregation, and from down in the depths of the basement, we hear my sister yell out from underneath the pulpit, "Mommy, come wipe my tail!" My mother turns beet red, and she picks up her pace, and she starts to walk to the back of the church, down the 14 stairs, walked the length of the basement, locked herself into the bathroom, and did not come out the rest of the service. When my dad had pronounced the amen, he took me by the hand, and we went downstairs and joined them in complete humiliation. We stayed down in the basement while the church conducted the business meeting. It was touch and go. But then a missionary lady who attended the church, she stood up and gave an impassioned speech on behalf of my father. She said, "Well, he preaches an excellent sermon, and he's proven that his children are normal. And so I vote that we call him as our pastor." And that tipped the balance, and they voted to call my dad to be the pastor of Putney Bible Baptist Church.